the word for the Son of God, but in their translation, in C5 translation, they have completely removed the word, so they did not use the word at all.
And replaced it with nothing?
Nothing. They completely removed the word. Their idea is there are few verses in the Bible which cause the problem to the Muslims. So they have identified few verses like that, which is really causing problem to, for the Muslim people. So those verses they have completely removed.
But they are thinking in Son, this word Muslim people don't like. So they omit, delete, totally delete this word, Son of God, they delete from the Bible.
Let me give you an example of a C6 that I saw in Australia. 3 couples had just finished seminary there in Melbourne. They then went to become missionaries to the local community there in the center of Melbourne, the local Muslim community. So in order to do that, they took on a C6 model themselves. So these are evangelical Christians, Australian Christians, who have Bible degree behind them, who went and joined the Muslim community. They took on Muslim name, they wore Muslim dress, they moved into the community, they became part of the mosque, started teaching within the mosque. Because of their ability to understand scripture, they quickly rose up through the ranks and became, in one case, just underneath an imam of the mosque. One of my colleagues kept in contact with them, but they stopped all relationship with the Christian church, stopped all relationship with their own indigenous church. And this one of my friends who then would keep contact, the only contact they would have was with her.
আমি তো মনে করেন বাস্তবতা মুসলিম হিসেবে সেই সংস্থা বা ওখানে কাজ করতাম। সমস্যাটা এই জায়গায় যে বাইবেলে খ্রিস্টান বললে মানুষ মনে করে খারাপ, ভালো না। আবার মুসলমান হিসেবে যদি যাওয়া যায় ওরা তখন আরো শক্তিশালী হয়। যেহেতু তুই মুসলমান বলতে আসছিস, যেহেতু তুই বাইবেল পড়ে সবসময় মুসলমান বলতে আসছিস, তাতে আরো বেশি প্রতিবন্ধকতার সৃষ্টি হয়।
From the Bible Society, we took some kind of action, but it's said that those people, they also have influence over the Bible Society. Because, this is really sad, because they have their people in the USA.
Well, actually, I was introduced to the antecedent to the Insider movement when I was going through Fuller Seminary, studying under Dr. Dudley Woodbury back in the 1980s, early 1980s. My wife and I were there getting a master's in Islamic studies before we were sent out to the country of Senegal. West Africa. And so we saw what was going on. We saw certainly the missionaries are certainly what the seminary was doing at that time. We were told at that time that it was, of course, the name Insider didn't exist. It was more contextualization. I studied under Dr. Kraft and Dr. Hebert. So I studied under those who were, you might say, the fathers of the whole contextual movement. Both my wife and I went to Senegal assuming that we would use contextualization. It was the key word at that time. It was the key paradigm. We went to Senegal, West Africa. We found that the Muslims there wore grand boubous, so I bought many grand boubous. They're very expensive. There are these beautiful flowing robes with a beautiful filigree in the front, and they cost an awful lot of money. We were told we should go to the mosque, so we went to the mosque. We prayed with the Muslims in the mosque. We thought that this was being contextual. I grew a very long beard. I had a beard down to here. If you see pictures of back then, I looked fierce. And it was very contextual. I took on an Islamic name, a local name, so did my wife. So for all practical purposes, we thought we were culturally adapting